This is Buddy Buchanan with the Leader in Times, and today we will be bringing you a Liberal City Commission candidate profile. There are 13 candidates running for City Commission, and with the primary coming soon, the Leader in Times would like to give the public a chance to hear each candidate's campaign, concentrations, and changes. Today's profile is that of Travis Combs. Here is his interview.
Well, just to get started here, what actually got you interested in running for City Commission?
I think the first thing that came to mind was seeing all of the things that could be done in Liberal. I grew up in Liberal. I've lived here for a long time, and a lot of communities are becoming future-oriented, and I think that's one way that I would like to see Liberal move.
Right.
In terms of dog parks where families can go out and spend time with their dogs. I would like to see housing become more affordable for people who live in our community. Right now, serving on the school board, one of our things is we can't recruit teachers because we don't have housing for them. And then, Village Plaza, they built their apartment complex and things have done well there. I think that we have a lot of housing that is rented out within the community that is very high for what the tenants are receiving.
Right.
So I'd like to see more stipulations put on those who are renting out properties in our community that are not that don't meet code.
Right. Right then. So, what would you say then was the final catalyst that made you decide to run for City Commission? And I guess, what was the final thing that made you say, yes, I am going to do this?
I think the final thing if there was one thing that made me want to do it, it's giving back to the community. I spend my time volunteering, serving on different boards, and really putting an effort into making the community a better place for everybody. And so I hope that I'm able to bring that to the table. I guess one thing, I don't have an agenda to get on the City Commission. I don't like cronyism. I don't like playing the you pat my back, I'll pat yours. I don't.
Right.
I think that it's time for there to be leadership that is open and transparent about what's going on in the community.
Right then. So what you talked a little bit about housing and a couple other things just a minute ago. So what are some other ideas you have or some things you would like to see accomplished should you actually end up being one of the people who gets on the City Commission?
What would I like to see accomplished? I would like to see Liberal grow. I would like to see more of a younger population move into Liberal because they see it as a community where they can raise their families. I want to see, the school district has been very proactive in creating a school climate or community that is conducive to student learning and engagement. I think it's time for the city to follow that. I think that it's time for the city to begin working with the community members that are living in the community, to listen to them, and really put a vested interest in those who are living here, but also working to attract the ones that aren't here yet.
Right. Right then. So there's a lot of work going on the north side of town with all that development and everything. So what would you say excites you about all of that currently going on and even some potential future plans that might be for that area?
I think one of the biggest things that excites me about it is people will no longer be leaving town to go shopping. If we can bring it here and people can shop here and shop local, then our tax dollars are spent on a good cause.
Right.
Our tax money goes back into our community initiatives. It goes back into our school system. It goes back into our roads and repairs and to provide a better benefits for our employees or just all around things for our community. So I think what's going on up north is great. IHOP came in, the Old Chicago, the new hotel. I mean,
Yeah, that
we are
groundbreaking.
building, things are happening, and economic development is moving in the right direction. I just would like to make sure that it continues to move in that direction.
Right then. So what would you say you're looking forward to just about the rest of the campaign for this year? Like what's something you're excited about in that regard?
As far as the campaign goes, I'm not really a political person. I like doing the forums. I don't like talking in front of people, but I don't mind going to the forums and telling people about who I am, what I stand for, and things like that.
Of course.
I serve on a bunch of different community boards and things like that, so I have nothing that I don't like being around people. I just don't like talking in front of people. So I enjoy the forums. I enjoy getting questions from people about, well, why are you running? Things like that. I like going door to door. But as far as like having a political agenda and running a campaign or anything like that, that's not who I am.
Right.
I'm more of a you know me, I know you person, more on a personal level.
Right.
And so when it comes to a campaign, there's nothing really that I'm excited about. I'm excited about the future of Liberal.
Okay.
But there's no one thing about the campaign that's coming up that
Right.
I'm most excited about.
Right then. And kind of keeping along with that, there's a really big pool for the city commission this year as far as like the number of candidates and everything. So the fact that it is such a large number of candidates going for the commission, then how does that make you feel?
That is actually exciting in and of itself because I think for the years past and years prior, we've always had limited numbers, and those who ran always got on. So I think having the 13 people running for city commission is a great thing for the community. I think one thing that the community will notice is there are a lot more young people running, and I think that's a great thing. We've had people who served numerous years on the commission that have now stepped down and are letting some of the younger generation come in and fill their spots, or hopefully that's what happens. And so I think that, it'll just be, that's really the one thing that excites me, is that there are 13 people running for city commission.
Right.
Now the next thing is the community's got to get out and vote. In our last election, our voting numbers are not really as high as they should be. So hopefully this will spark some interest, vested interest in the community to get out and vote and make their voice heard, and put those people that they think will listen to them and do what's best for them into office.
Right. Right then. And so why would you say you would be a good fit for the city commission?
Why would I be a good fit for city commission? Let's see. I'm a Liberal native. I grew up here. I went through the school system here. I work for the college. I serve on numerous boards that help out multiple agencies in the community. And so I kind of have an idea. I have a real good idea and understanding of what the needs are of this community and those who live in it. Because I see from the wealthiest side of it to the absolute poorest side of it. And so I can relate with all of the
Right.
all of the individuals who live in the community, whether or not they are socioeconomically disadvantaged or economically advantaged. I have a good understanding and grasp of what's needed in the community, the services that are provided, and really think that I could bring to the table ideas to move forward in the future.
All right. Awesome. Well, just a last question I have for you here then. Just is there anything else you would want to add, or anything else you think would be relevant to put about yourself or your campaign?
I'm doing it for the community. I'm doing it for the people that live in this community, and really hoping that the community gets out and votes. What if it's for me? Great. If it's not, you know, that then they still made their voice heard.
Right.
You know, currently I'm serving on the school board. My term, I still would have 2 years left on the term, and whether or not I'm voted in the, of course, in the primary to move on as the top 6 for the general, I would take it serious and really have to, and if voted to get on the city commission, then I would have to make the choice to either stay on school board or move to the city commission, and that would have to, I would have to make that choice and really follow what my heart and what everything else and within myself and my family and my values and beliefs and things like that
Right.
tell me to do.
Be sure to
Right.
check back here for the other 12 City Commission candidate profiles when they arrive. This is Buddy Buchanan with the Leader in Times. God bless, and thanks for watching.